Let's hear it for the starting five for the Boston Celtics. At point guard, at 6'3", number 4, Drew Holiday. At center, standing 7'2", number 8, Kristaps Porzingis. At guard, 6'4", number 9, Derek White. At the small forward position, at 6'6", number 7, Jaylen Brown. At forward, number 0, Jason Tatum. The head coach of your home team. Fans, let's hear it for the Boston Celtics.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony, and with us from the sidelines tonight, David Aldridge. So a look at the starters for the Wizards. They've got Owens, Butler out there with Corey Kispert. Then it's Koulibaly. And it's Sarr in at the 5 down low. And for the Celtics, the post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Brown in at the small forward position. Now that the new season is tipped off, Richard, how important is it to get things off to a good start?
I'd say it's fairly important, but this is a long season, Kevin. It's about sustaining a high level of play consistently.
Now here's Brown. The 3. Owens with the rebound. And it's Washington's ball. The offensive rebound. Sarr. And he banks in the layup.
And that'll start us off already. You can feel the tension in this arena.
And sometimes getting that first bucket puts momentum in your corner, but we'll just have to see.
That shot wide open.
Drew making the game look easy with that 3.
Kispert with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Lets it go with a 3. And Owens gets it to go on the assist from Kispert.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Koulibaly, no good. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And it's blocked. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Well, it was the Boston Celtics winning their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And you watch Jason Tatum, year to year, he is a model of consistency. Across the board, the numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
Longer than your average guard, Drew can more than handle himself down low.
Three-pointer, Butler drains it from beyond the arc.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Ball's knocked loose. White looking around. Six on the shot clock. And Derek White, he's one of the most valuable guards, Richard, in the NBA.
White can play the run, he can shoot the ball, plus he is an all-league defender. So Derek White gives you everything you want in your backcourt.
And that one misses. And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Thanks. Well, the Celtics won their 18th championship in 2024, the most of any franchise in the NBA, and with multiple extensions this summer, securing their core moving forward, Boston has made huge financial commitments to compete for championships every single year.
Not a team to be taken lightly. All right, Johns, we thank you for the report. Now, here's Owens. Porzingis with the rebound.
And you can tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Did a great job closing the gap, making the shooter feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, going hard to the rack, making a statement here early on.
Yeah, it's nice to see him be assertive instead of settling for a jump shot, especially in the first quarter.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Porzingis. Washington shooting their first free throws of this game.
Team. Owen taking 2 shots.
Free throw good, Owens. That misses, so he splits the free throws. For Boston, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Tatum drives in.
First step by Tatum, then look out.
From Drew Holiday.
First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. Here's Butler. In the corner, it's Owens.
2 minutes.
Kispert, the pass to Butler. Over Holiday. Butler, no good.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Back to Tatum. There's the 3. Rebound by Kispert.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And Butler gets it to go.
Butler.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
And here we go. Butler heading to the hoop. Finished off the break. Butler's got 7. There's 1:17 left in the first quarter. Brown outside. A 3-pointer off the mark. Washington leading now by 4.
Wow, he got whacked on that. There shouldn't be much debate there.
First personal foul.
The Wizards shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
First one falls for him. Boston making some changes. Al Horford's checked in for Porzingis. And it's Pritchard in for Derek White. And then for Washington, Collins comes in for Owens. And it's Prince in for Corey Kispert. And Koulibaly drops them both.
And it's a luxury to have a great shooter like him at the line. Very rarely see a miss.
Here's Pritchard. Now here is Holiday. Tatum backs for 2. Misses the jumper.
See, that miss right there. It's why teams try to avoid the mid-range jumper these days.
Collins, good.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
Yeah, but they can't relax. They've got to keep building on this lead because it is not safe.
A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. 8-point game. The kick out to Holiday. Pass to Pritchard. 5 to shoot. They get a hand on it. And here we go. Fast break. Sarr's got it. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Excellent all-around performance so far. Hence the big lead.
They got off to such a hot start, and that can keep you energized throughout the whole game.
And so it's Washington with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And we'll be right back after this. Guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for Washington?
From the very start of this game, they have been giving the ball handlers trouble, using good pressure to force turnovers and get steals.
And the other thing, I love how they're playing up tonight, getting into ball handlers and forcing some turnovers.
And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. Then it's Holiday. Then there's Horford. And it's Pritchard in at the 1. That's the Boston 5. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Jaylen Brown has put it all together. He said, I'm figuring out my spots to be aggressive. That's in my DNA. But also showing how I've grown. Being a great screener, delivering passes on time and on target. That's important to being a great teammate. I'm focused on being a better basketball player. Kevin?
Yeah, and he's a smart one too, right, David? He is something else. Outstanding stuff, D.A., as always.
Proving he's more than just a go-to scorer. Brown also loves swinging the ball to open teammates.
Prince finds Collins. Back to Prince. Over Tatum. And too long on the shot. Celtics trail by 8. Richard, when you talk about Jaylen Brown, many scouts felt he'd never be a #1 level option offensively. But he's proven some people wrong.
Kevin, many scouts have been wrong many times. The question has been answered. He wasn't a great shooter when he first came into the league, and his ball handling also needed to improve. But now, both of those are strengths in his game.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first. We know the 90s were a different era, Greg. Either win the game or win the fight. Remember that? Do you miss that physicality? Derek White comes in for Drew Holiday. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Shot is good, and the Wizards' lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Brown.
A very athletic play by Brown. Getting the ball inside and working his way to a high percentage shot.
And here's Trent outside. The rebound by the Celtics. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
Yeah, your second unit, those reserves, they can swing a game.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And a look now at the Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Saturday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Chicago against the Bulls. And then on Tuesday, they're off to Washington to take on the Wizards.
And that game against the Suns, that one will mark game number 6 for them in the NBA season. We'll see if there are any adjustments between now and then to the rotation.
The first one falls. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Wizards leading by 6. Trent passes to Miles. Back to Trent. There's the triple. Beyond the arc. Rebounded by Tatum. Tatum's got 4 rebounds in this game. And he gets the whistle.
Tatum just becomes harder to defend in there.
The Celtics shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
2 shots.
And that one falls for Tatum. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. The Wizards with another miss. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Only giving up 2 points this quarter, and it's blocked. Jeffries the pass to George. Tatum flies in to finish it off.
Terrific lob, and Tatum takes care of the rest. This is how it's done. Those passes dump themselves.
And here's Miles outside, And they get it back. And here's Trent outside. Rebounded by the rebound on the night.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert. And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
So timeout called here, the first for the Wizards.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
On the wrong side of a scoring run.
Now the competition stacks up right now. Here's the latest edition of the power rankings. They tell a great story. You look at Minnesota. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And looking at the Wizards, they've started this year as well as they could have hoped. Playing great basketball, probably exceeding preseason expectations.
Back to Koulibaly. The Wizards with another miss.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Over the last few seasons, we've seen the resurgence of Porzingis. And, Richard, it has been fun to watch.
Kevin, he's been effective on both sides of the ball. He's always been a good player, but his recent fit has really improved his play. And his ability to efficiently score, that's really helped him out in this one, putting them ahead on the scoreboard.
And it's Brown missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Celtics trail by 3. Got a piece of it. Porzingis passes to Pritchard. Porzingis kicks to White. Boston, no good that time either. Washington shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. Koulibaly, and the Wizards hit again from deep.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Over in the corner, Brown. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
They're losing because he is struggling so bad, and he has not looked comfortable all game.
And it's Butler missing.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Drew Holiday is checked in for Derek White. And a switcher also for Washington. Collins is checked in. .20 seconds left here in the second. Butler from outside. Hits the three-point bomb. Butler's got 6 points in the quarter.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
To end the run. Inside. Tatum automatic.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Nice execution on the inbound. Just how you want to draw it out.
And so it's Washington ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. Back right after this. And the Wizards with possession. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Here's who Brian Keefe is starting the second half with. We've got Butler. Koulibaly is out there with Owens. Then there's Kispert. And it's Sarr in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Koulibaly. He's covered by Brown. And again, Washington with the triple.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Outside Tatum. Rebound, Washington. Koulibaly with it. Now guarded by Porzingis. Owens fires from way outside. And again, Washington with the triple.
Something lit a fire under them at the half. They started this quarter going 3 for 3 from the floor.
Butler against Holiday. And they get it. Good on the triple. Holiday's got his 3rd basket of the night.
There's the response from Holiday, nailing the revenge triple in style.
Richard, so many things about Drew Holiday's game we love, but what impresses you most about his game?
Well, I know it's an easy answer, but it's his defense. It's hard to be a feared defender in the modern NBA, Kevin. But Holiday is such a pest at all times on that end of the floor.
And he's good on the three ball.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much
For Jason Tatum. Great showing for him last season. Last season, 27 points per. 8 rebounds and 5 assists. But you look at all that, and really it doesn't give you the entire picture of his impact defensively.
Just in general, numbers don't tell the whole story with defense. Guys like him, you have to watch to understand his impact.
Looking to get back on track here. He gets that one. Brown's got his second bucket tonight.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
From deep three-point territory. Offensive rebound. Pass to Carrington. Stolen by Holiday. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Holiday. The Celtics making a switch here. Kate is checked in. Washington leading now by 16. Prince looking around. And there's the foul. It'll go on Doug. That is his first foul of the game.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for him. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And Holiday does not make things easy for defenders. He is very crafty.
It's his first trip to the line.
Solid work at the line a season ago. 83% on his opportunities.
First free throw is good. So he gets them both. Back when you played, Greg, the offseason was more of a dead period for the league. Not anymore. They want to make it year-round. Every month, something's going on.
Kevin, I love Vegas Summer League. It's given us some extra hoops. It's created a ton of excitement for the future. And also the trades and signings. The NBA is a 12-month-a-year league.
With a short break in the action, gives us...
Kevin, the Celtics can beat you in a number of ways. Point guard Drew Holiday said, we can play small and big. We have great bench players who come in and change the game at any time and could start on other teams. And we have a hunger. Kevin, they're going to be a problem for a long time.
Agreed. Yeah, they are stacked, DA, for sure. A three-pointer is right on target.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
White against Prince. And that's a foul called on Baldwin. That is his first foul of the game. Pritchard, he's checked in for Boston. The Professor's checked in for the Wizards. Down low. Hauser the pass to Horford. Here's Hauser, defended by George. 5 on the clock. Pritchard, and he converts the layup.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Washington leading now by 15. From deep, Prince kicks to Baldwin. Three-pointer. Good on the three-point shot. Baldwin's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Outside, George. Again, the Wizards, good for 2.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50%. Now, game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor space.
Yeah, you got to know where he is at all all times, especially when he's roaming around the perimeter ready to fire.
And so it's Washington with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress.
Since halftime, he has been a different player.
And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Here's the three. They get it back. And the dunk by Porzingis.
The height of Porzingis gives him an edge on that offensive glass, and he uses it.
Washington leading now by 20. Butler from outside. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Effort like this makes you wonder if they've already packed it in for the game, ready to go on to the next. Gotta at least show a little heart out here.
Here's Holiday. It's Brown on the wing. Out to Porzingis from the arc. Rebounded by the Wizards. Koulibaly's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Sarr. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
With the way they're shooting, there's no need to look for any other shot. Just keep letting it rain.
Tatum, that's for 2. It's rebounded by Koulibaly.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Kicks to Butler. From past the arc. And again, Washington with the triple.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
And here's Tatum for 3. Buries it from three-point range.
It took a long time for him to get that first triple. Let's see now, though, if he can get going.
Here's Holiday. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Jared Butler.
He's 6'4" and well-built. Drew is bigger and stronger than you think.
And this year's draft class considered to be one of the weaker classes in recent years.
I don't believe in a such thing as a weak draft class. There is always going to be a player or multiple players that stand out. Understand, even if you're drafting 60 players, if 5 of them turn out to be legitimate players, that's a good draft class.
Trent finds Miles. Clock at 6. Over Porzingis. Porzingis with the block.
Big-time rejection from Porzingis. You must be careful trying to shoot when he's lurking nearby. Just enough resistance to force the miss. Barely. That's one he'll generally make.
Poked away. And they're pushing it up. Trent with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. The 3. Trent gets the bucket. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Wizards.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
And they're also finding a good deal of their points off turnovers tonight. Seems like every time they come up with an extra possession, they find a way to convert.
Passes it to Kispert. Clock at 4. And the 3 ball is good. Kispert's got himself on the board with 3 there. The Celtics have gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter. Trent against Holiday. Pass to Hauser. So, Greg, you played the point. And create a player, if you had to pick a different position to play, which would it be?
Ooh, good question, Kevin. Probably small forward, wing. I'd like to be a fearsome finisher and soar and dunk over everybody.
From deep three-point land, kept alive by Washington. Trent passes to Miles. Nice ball movement by Washington. 6 to shoot. No good from outside. Here's Boston now. Here's Hauser. It's blocked. That'll be Boston as it goes out of bounds. Celtics retain possession. And some changes here for the Celtics. Kate is checked in. And Jaylen Brown subbed in for Derek White. .40 seconds left to play here in the fourth. It's Brown on the wing. He's defended by Koulibaly, and he gets the bucket.
And each year, it seems Brown keeps getting better at shooting the ball, especially from the mid-range.
Trent outside. Pass to Koulibaly. Launches a three. Hands it from downtown.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
All road wins. They're just so sweet. They're just so sweet. You know why? Because they are so hard to come by.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Hits it from three-point range.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
The end of the game.
And let me tell you, as a team, you love to hit your stride right at the crucial moments. They put this game away in style.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise for the kind of win they did tonight.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Along with Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching tonight's presentation on 2K Sports. So long.